You see this book, the movie that you saw that is supposedly based on this book, and if you read it, you know what you can do with it? Literally, because it does not follow it. Well, kind of. Literally, the last 2 chapters just expanded on, but we'll talk about it. Hi, how you doing today? It's Just Jess here. Hope you're having a good day. And today, yes, if you like this movie, please like it and subscribe. Here we cover movie reviews, giving you the biggest and best reviews on the movies that are releasing at the time at the theaters, just like this one, romance movies, books that have been adapted to movies, specifically in theaters. Consider subscribing. So we got the movie Beautiful Wedding is a romance comedy sequel to last year's Beautiful Disaster, which hint. I also read the book and reviewed the movie in theaters. That's right, in theaters, link below so you can check it out. My thoughts. It's also based on the book by Jamie McGuire. This movie was shot in the Dominican Republic, but it's set in Mexico. It's made by the production team that brought you Voltage Studios. Now, Voltage Studios might ring a bell to you because hint, they also did the After series, which, by the way, some of you have known me for the After series. Here's a photo right now. I have the Blu-rays. I love the books. I also did reviews them this YouTube channel in theaters, so link below for the After reviews, especially the first book and first movie in this series that we're talking about. I gotta do some housekeeping before we get into the review of this book and this movie. I am a heterosexual guy. I love women. I adore women. I love kissing women. I love being naughty with women. I used to go to school to become a relationship therapist. So the thing was a marriage counselor, so a psychology degree. The reason why I say this to you is because I'm your man's. I want love to succeed. I'm gonna review this movie critically and objectively, but at the corner, at the end of the day, I want love to succeed. I'm not just bashing on it because I know a lot of guys, especially YouTube, oh, he's talking about romance, you know, he's a simp, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, I love girls. I love romance movies. It takes 2 to tango. I know girls like romance movies a lot, and there was a lot of girls in my theater, but still, I mean, yeah, unless you're lesbian, guys are gonna have to like girls too at some point. So I have both books. As you can see, I read the first book and I saw the first book. My little history with this is after the After franchise, I knew they were doing like spin-offs and stuff, but I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I wouldn't say that it's set in the same universe, although if you saw the first movie, there are absolutely call-outs and handouts and nods and hints and tips and tricks to Tessa and Hardin. They literally have the movie playing after we collided, and Shelby's like, how can he do that to Tessa? So I don't know if it's in the same realm. It's never really specified in that, but I know in the movies it's made by Voltage Studios, so they probably own both of the rights of the book, so they have Tessa and Hardin in the first book. In the second book, unfortunately, I did not spot any Hardin and Tessa, but once the movie comes out to Prime Video, I think you'll find it. But anyway, I didn't know about this franchise. I saw the first movie, which link below for that YouTube video review based on the theaters. I saw the first movie. I loved it. I literally walked to Barnes & Noble in Village Crossings 18 and bought the book, and I read it, and I saw the movie last night again, and then a month ago I bought this book and I read it, and then I saw the movie. So just letting you know, I have both source materials, 2 books, and I saw both movies. If you read the first book and saw the first movie, you know that this is just a continuation of what happened with this. There's a lot of things and changes, although the core dynamic, it's still the same. It's still about Travis and Abby navigating life, getting married at a very young age. However, things were going to be different because if you saw the last movie, not the first book, if you saw the last movie, the post-credit scenes, they eventually do get married.
What the hell happened last night?
Okay, Abby? With Elvis Presley. I mean, of course, he's included in the Las Vegas package that Abby wanted to do, or Travis wanted to do. But one thing that I did like the change, and this is one thing, we're gonna start with the positives. I love the inclusion of more time with America and Shepley. When I get married, I get it. Maybe it's forbidden love. Remember how in the first half of this book, Abby wanted to run away to Vegas because of the fire that happened in the first book, because, oh my God, Travis can go to jail. I love him. We need to get married. So they run off and get married, and they're tired. They have Red Bull. You know, she's going through with it. She's alone, and America's mad because, oh my God, you're doing this without me. That's what happens in the first book, and I get it. I read the first book and I was like, okay, cool. It felt a little bit more, how do I say, I don't want to say concentrated, but more like they're alone, you know, like Romeo and Juliet. So a lot of people that read the book might just wanted that. I feel like for a production team and for this inclusion, I did like that America and Shepley get to join them. When I get married, I would want my friends there. I would want Chivita there and Karen there. Like, I would want my best friends there. Like, I would want them there at the end of the day. So I did think the plus and the good change was the inclusion of more time with America and Shepley at their wedding and even in their honeymoon. Because to me, it's like more character dynamic, more comedy, unless you wanted that to be just about them. I mean, I get it, but you gotta think for like the movie's sake, you know, more characters, they look beautiful, they're interacting with each other, it's a group dynamics, 2 couples, and a core 4 group dynamic. I can understand why they did it, and I really liked it. I really liked that change, but there's a lot of bad that we still need to talk about. Well, I wouldn't say bad, just kind of like positive reinforcement feedback to the developers that are making the movie. So basically, during this honeymoon in Mexico, which I would never go to Mexico for a honeymoon, there's way better places there, but anyway, America and Shepley joined them in their honeymoon. So that's what I'm saying. It literally takes the last two chapters and expands it on. Literally, let's move first 80% of the movie, or the first 80% of the book. Let's delete that and let's add this. So Abby is there, Travis is there, America is there, Shepley is there. They're still on the run from Benny because Benny's like, oh, he needs to owe me money, blah, 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 blah. Even though in the book it doesn't really reference that because he got the money or the fire or whatever. So it's all about Abby's like, oh, like we got married too young. That's about giving points and losing points. So Travis has to navigate all being a good husband, or she has to be a good wife. And then of course, America and Shepley are going through their own struggles as well. I mean, they're still much in love. They're still in fighting. They're helping them out. So it's basically a honeymoon for all four of them. So like I said before, I did like the inclusion of America and Shepley. We're going to uncharted territory because this book, yes, I do appreciate that it was written and it was made and I read it. However, this movie, it takes some of the fundamentals and really expands on them. And I don't want to say in a bad way or in a good way, but that's the only thing I really like is that America and Shepley are in this more. And by the way, America, the girl who plays that, I think she's freaking gorgeous. Like, oh, like I know we're talking about Virginia Gardner, but I think America is just like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. Just the way she is. Anyways, and it's just how they play off each other, the character dynamics, the funny moments, the laughs, you know, it's just like, oh, we're all friends, we're all together, we're turning up, we're partying, it's whatever. Movie is cheesy at times and sometimes over the top, can be downright silly, but I couldn't help but it could be trying a little bit too hard. I mean, I'm not trying to say like that as a mean thing. This doesn't feel like a standalone book. It literally feels like DLC or an expansion pack. Now, if you guys don't know what DLC means, it really feels like it's downloadable content. Imagine Sims, you get an expansion pack like Sims Nightlife or something like that. You know, for you gamers, it's like Cyberpunk, this is Cyberpunk, and this is the Phantom Liberty. Yes, Phantom Liberty is amazing and beautiful. This, look, literally, it's very small. Like, what the hell? Like, when you compare both books, look at that. It's so small. It really feels like DLC or expansion, which, don't get me wrong, is not bad. I mean, I did like it, but seeing it in terms of the movie form really changed everything, because I'm just like, dude, like, this is uncharted territory. I don't know how fans will react if they just see the movies. If a person saw the first movie and didn't read the book and then saw this, maybe there would be enough to suffice and be happy. But for us that have read the books and saw both movies, you know that there's absolutely a lot of changes that's like, what the hell? Like in the first book, there's no like lunchrooms in the movie. It's just literally about them. Yes, I get it for production and the budget and the casting and all that. They just wanted to make a spin-off. I get that and understand that. At least stay true. And I did like that American Shepley, but I feel like that's the only thing because everything else is uncharted territory. I couldn't even tell you what I remember from the movie. I think there was some cockroach scene. There was some rooster scene. They're fighting. They're partying separately. They're on their vacation. It's honeymoon, bachelorette party. And that's what I'm telling you. It's like just so jumbled and messed up that the movie did that, which don't get me wrong, that's the only saving grace, which America and Shepley and Travis and Abby. It is funny at times, but oh no, not that much. I mean, I saw people in my theater laughing and I did laugh at some points, but it's like, why? I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think this is a better sequel. Usually for sequels, I say this. Sequels are better because it goes deeper and darker and expands on new characters by bringing in the fold new faces that interact and changes the dynamic of the first core group of characters. I know that's a mouthful to say, but for this movie, for this book, it didn't do that. So that's why I can't believe this. I think I like the first one better, and then the second one is in second place. Like I told you, they party together, they're separated, they're bachelor party, they fight, they make up, they barely have sex, even though in this one they have more. As for a disaster series, I think this is very disappointing. Yes, it's still about Travis and Abby, and I love the inclusion of America and Shepley in more scenes with them. That's the only thing I like, because it's like your core group friends. If I had a beautiful woman and a beautiful girlfriend, I would want my friends to be around me, drinking, partying, smoking it up, dancing. I would want that. I mean, yeah, I still want my alone time, and they still do get that. But at the end of the day, I understand why they do that. But everything else is just extra, expansion, DLC. It really deviated from the book, and I don't know how fans are reacting. If you're reacting to it in a different way, please let me know. But at the end of the day, I did have an enjoyment time with this. I did like it, but I'm just reviewing it objectively and critically. I think we deserve more. And it's kind of disappointing. This is the lowest grade I'm giving a movie this year so far. I'm giving this a D. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care. Bye.